Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, Sarah and Chance Worldwide. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chance. So if you can't tell from the description of this video and the title of this video, we're going to be talking about how Sarah and I met and how I proposed to Sarah in Japan.
Yeah. So we first met in 2013 in Omaha, Nebraska, where we both grew up, because I went to a show that Chance's punk band played that he was in all through high school called Living Victim, and it was awesome. And I ended up, well, there was a punk house in Omaha called Victim House that was owned by some of the members of Living Victim, and that's where Chance and I really first got to know each other. I ended up going over there that night after their show, and then pretty much every night for the next like 6 months until it was gone.
Yeah, I remember the day that I met Sarah, I had a photo shoot with that band, and we went to this really abandoned place in Omaha, and I stepped on like 7 nails. Thought I was gonna die, and then I came back to the house with everybody, and there were just like 4 or 5 random girls there who I didn't know, and Earl, our vocalist, said that he invited them over for a party, but it was not really a party, it was just hanging out.
We were just eating granola bars. We got really close that summer. I actually went on tour with their band. Like, they went on one tour as a band in that August. We met in January, and I went with them, and it was across the United States, and it was super fun, and we pretty much were just together constantly starting that winter. But literally, like, on the day that I met Chance, he had already had plans in motion to move away from Nebraska in the next year. So that sucked, and that was like one of the biggest reasons that we didn't start dating right away. We were just gonna be friends.
Yeah, so basically the band I was in decided we wanted to move to Colorado because the music scene was so much better and there were more opportunities for the band as a whole. So we moved as a band to Denver. From that September that I left Omaha to that summer following the next year, Sarah would come up from Omaha like multiple times a month, maybe once a week, if not twice a week, to come visit me.
As often as I possibly could.
And so even though we were 8 hours away, it was only 8 hours away, and we were still together all the time.
And then I finally was able to move there the May after Chance moved, so we were separated for about 6 months, and then I got to move there, and it was awesome, and we lived together in Colorado for a year, and then I ended up moving back to Omaha for a short time just to work on myself and to further my job. And I had a really cool job in Omaha, so I stayed there for a year and a half-ish, and Chance would come visit me and I would still go visit him, so we were long distance again for another year and a half, and that was so much harder.
That was also when we planned our first trip to Japan.
Yeah.
Sarah was in Colorado visiting, and I can't remember what happened. I think we were just like sitting on my bed, and she just looked at me and said, "We should go to Japan." And I was like, "Yeah, totally. Let's go to Japan. That's
with all
great."
our money.
with what money? And she's like, "No, seriously, let's pick a date for next year and go to Japan." And that's when we finally sat down and looked at how we could go to Japan, because no one we knew had been out of the country by themselves.
This wasn't a thing.
Or at our age at all. So we didn't have anyone to talk to or ask about it. So that was how we got all of our experience, was just going out and making it work.
Yeah, we were terrified. It didn't seem like it was gonna happen until we literally landed. So it was pretty awesome.
One of the biggest struggles for our first trip was the fact that we are vegans. And everyone that we had talked to about going to Japan told us that it was impossible to eat vegan in Japan. They told us that we would have to compromise on our morals and eat animals because there was no way to eat vegan in Japan. And so we went with that mindset the first time, and we were just blown away by the amount of vegan restaurants. Like, we use an app called Happy Cow, and literally we ran out of money for our budget within the first week because we just went to every restaurant because we expected nothing.
And there's so many, and it's so good.
So many.
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of videos on that in the future, so just wait. But yeah, so in the 1 year that we planned, I ended up quitting my job and then moving back to Colorado just after our first trip. And it was the best decision ever. It was so great. And we're still here, obviously, so we really love that.
So on our first trip to Japan, we went to a place called Enoshima in Fujisawa, right by Kamakura. There's a love bell, which is very famous for tourists coming and locking a lock to this fence and declaring their love for each other and ringing a bell. And I knew right when I saw that I wanted to propose to Sarah on that island. But then on our second trip to Japan with our friend, we went to a secret spot, I guess you could say. There's a sunset with Mount Fuji in the background, and if you go down these stairs, you can get to like a terrace, I guess. There's like rock formations out into the ocean, and that was when I decided that I needed to propose right there. But we had another trip planned for that year, and we were low on money, and I wanted to make like the perfect ring, so I didn't think it was gonna happen. But right before our third trip to Japan, I bought a ring and I carried it around in my pocket while we were in Japan for about a month through security at airports 3 or 4 times. And
I had no idea. I never noticed. I don't know. He's not very secretive, so I don't know how that happened, but
I managed to keep it a secret for the entire time. And so we arrived at Enoshima, and due to the typhoons, there was a lot of damage and wreckage to the stairs and the area down where you walk to get to the spot where I wanted to propose. And Sarah was scared.
I was like, I guess we can't go. It's my favorite place in the world this year.
And I was like, no, we're going.
And it was weird.
We have to go.
We were like rolling up our pants.
So then I held her hand and we made it all the way down to where I wanted to propose. I pulled out my phone, I took a picture of us so that way I had the exact time and location for where I proposed and we became engaged. And yeah, I mean, she said yes, obviously. Otherwise this would be weird.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was so cute. It was really fast and unexpected and super cute and romantic. And I never thought that I wanted that my whole life. Like, I was very, like, I don't know, pessimistic about love and marriage and all of that until Chance, and he's just a cheeseball. So it's great. It's super great.
Do any of you have a special place that you hold dear to yourself? Maybe you want to propose to there, maybe you want to propose to someone there? Let us know in the comments below. We really want to hear from you.
So yeah, we were planning our wedding and our honeymoon all this year and planned for October of 2019. And we're excited to be able to share photos and videos all over the place of all of our traveling this year, especially on our honeymoon. That'll be a really long one. But yeah, we created an Instagram that goes along with this channel. It's also Sarah and Chance Worldwide on Instagram. I'll link it down below for you guys. But yeah, if you want to give us a follow there, it'll have updates on our videos and our schedule and what we're currently doing and our planning and all of that. So yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.